Hello everybody, it's Reroll for another episode of Katamari Damacy Reroll. Last time, we beat the game. We made the moon. Good times were had by all. Today we're going to explore some extras. I showed off a few already. You can look at the constellations. If you go to the home planet, you can go to the Moon Memorial, and there's lots of fun there. But we mentioned last time that there were eternal stars. Just to talk about a few of the things, I had a piece of paper that I wrote this all down on, and I'm pretty sure that I just placed... Did it fall on the floor? I had it written down. Anyway, the eternal stars are... Aha! Found it. The eternal stars are only unlocked once you beat the game on those 3 stages. In order to get them, you need to get at least 1.3 meters or 1 meter and 30 centimeters on star 4. Star 8 you need to get at least 25 meters, and for the moon level you need to get at least 800. As you can see, I have done all 3. The eternal star is what it says. You literally go until you want to stop. As well, in the not in the Moon Memorial here. In the constellations, if you go to look at the constellations, you remember on a few stages we got shooting stars. Those are only just completionist things. They don't do anything, they don't count for anything. But if you want to get the shooting stars, you can get them in every one of the Make a Star levels, not the constellations. But the comets, shooting stars, whatever you want to call them. In order to get them, you need to beat the levels in a certain amount of time. Namely, number 1, you need to do it in, get the goal, I should say, in under 1 minute. I'm just gonna say from stars 1 through 10, 10 being the moon, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, around 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, and 20 minutes for the final one. So we did a few of those, but not all of them, and that's okay. Also, there are multiple, little ending scenes I found out. So we're going to be trying that. But first, I think, let's just try an eternal star. Eternal! You made a large Katamari so you can play an eternal. You can just roll away without worrying about time. So yeah, we're going to do eternal, and I'm not doing it on the moon level because we kind of got everything in that level. I don't want to do that. Celebration, celebration! A reward for making a big Katamari roam the earth to your heart's content. Eternally, forever. That sounds like a punishment. So, aside from the fact that doing it on the moon will just result in almost the same thing that we had, it will also take a really long time, because the moon level was, 25 minutes as its normal time goal, so that's a lot. This is eternal, so there's no such thing as an objective. Just tootle around and play. Who cares about time or size? Yeah, now you don't have to worry about messing up everything. You can just take your time and roll up everything. The main point of Eternal Mode is either to get certain things that you've missed, if you feel that you've missed certain things, or just to, we gotta go for the caramels now. Or just to, I don't know, have fun. Without a time limit, if time limits are not your thing, this is your reward. You could just take a look around. Got the bears there with a tape and test scores or something. Got the TV showing us rolling around at the speed of sound. We should be big enough for the batteries now. Yeah, 7.5. We are the king of all cosmos. Thank you. Huh? It changed the music? How interesting. I didn't know it did that. Or I didn't remember. I don't remember doing that from the original, but that's cool. So every time it changes a position. I believe it gives you the 3 Eternals because each one represents like a different type of stage. This is the one where you start small and you kind of go around the house. The middle Eternal stage, I believe, lets you go around like the little town area, and obviously the moon is the everything. But man, that was... I don't remember changing the music. Remember when I was complaining about having to listen to the same track over and over? I thought of that. I am very, very impressed. I'm trying to remember if it was like that in the original. Did the original have Eternals? I'm pretty sure it did. Now I'll have to check. Also, we are going really fast for a Katamari, but maybe I'm just used to being moon-sized. Wow, okay. Hemorrhaging everything. Let's get some chopsticks. Let's get some new batteries. I think we can head outside now. I don't know if you can get the presents that are in these levels, just because it's not a level, really. Also, you can stop whenever you want. Like, you don't have to go until you do everything. Literally stop whenever you want. Oh man, new music again. We are hungry. Nope, not new music. Going back to Katamari Damacy again. Okay. But now the house is open. Let's see what we got over here. Is that a cousin just kind of standing around there? That's scary. We can collect him for the spaceship, though. They don't make a point of the cousins that you pick up, but I have seen them around the levels as we've gone. Yeah, they're used for the multiplayer. You can use them as a playable character. In Katamari Forever, they and I guess Beautiful Katamari 2, they make a point of when you pick up a cousin. I don't think they do in We Love Katamari. But man, oh man, I really hope that they remaster We Love Katamari, because that's just like I've said, that goes along with this. It's like a companion. I don't think that this game is complete without Wii Katamari existing on the same system alongside it, honestly. And that's a tall order, because Katamari Damacy is kind of perfect on its own, in my opinion. I know it has its problems, I do. I'm aware. But it's still perfect to me. Something can have problems and still be perfect. That's not like me making like one of my funny statements. I firmly believe weird noises. I firmly believe that something can be perfect and still have problems. Because perfection isn't necessarily being devoid of issues. Perfection means that I don't think that I could necessarily make this better without ruining something else. If that makes any sense whatsoever. 50! We are sleepy. Okay, apparently the Katamari syndrome was only for the first part. Wonder how far we'll zoom out here. I'm not gonna be, like I said, I'm not gonna be doing all of the Eternal Stars. I'm just doing this one to show off. But I do want to see how far we can go. How many roads we can walk down before, you know, you can call us a man and all that. Get the draw there. Get the teddy bear. What was I saying? Yes, I really think that something can be perfect without being perfect. Because it's a state of mind. Like, you know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, because again, it's a state of mind, which means it's completely and 100% utterly subjective. It's like I've had drawings or Let's Plays that I consider to be perfect. which doesn't mean that they're necessarily good, and it doesn't mean that they are necessarily well done. It just means that I think that I did the best that I could on it. Again, that's completely subjective. It could be that these things are actual garbage, and I wholeheartedly understand that. And I don't mean to say that my work is perfection. I think that it's just something that I consider to be the best I could do with that. So it is subjectively perfect. So I think that Katamari Damacy, I should say, is subjectively perfect. Yes, they probably could have done stuff better, and they definitely made it better as it went on. Aside from Beautiful Katamari, which added DLC, but you know, it's obviously got its flaws. But I think that they just did the best that they could do here. So let me ask you folks, for those of you still listening in over there, what's something that you would say? You know, you could joke about it, or you give a real answer. I don't really mind. But what is something that you would say is subjectively perfect? And by subjectively perfect, once again, I mean in your eyes, but not necessarily in everybody's eyes. What is something that you think is subjectively perfect? It doesn't have to be something that you've done. You don't have to be an egomaniac like me and talk about the works that you've done, that you're proud of. It could be just, you know, a game that you've played, or art that you've seen, or a piece of music that you've heard. I think that this game's soundtrack is subjectively perfect and possibly objectively perfect, but you know, it's the thing about objectiveness, it's kind of hard to determine. Yeah, boy. Trying to think of other examples of things I consider to be subjectively perfect. Final Fantasy VII. I know it's a big surprise. Oh my gosh, the guy's name is Sephiroth thinks that Final Fantasy VII is perfect. I am very, very, very well aware that Final Fantasy VII has a lot of problems in it. Some of the problems are endearing, some are not. I never even went underneath the area there. You can just still see the little barrier that they left there. But yeah, I consider it perfect just because I enjoy every aspect of it, even the parts that I hate. Which, again, it sounds hypocritical, or oxymoronic, or not hypocritical. Yeah, it's more oxymoronic than hypocritical. It sounds oxymoronic that I love the parts that I hate, but it's a game where... Oh, no. Get out of there. Get out of there. There we go. It's a game where I just don't have a problem with playing through the parts that I hate. Yeah, I'll do it because I love the game. There's certain games where I will definitely not play through the parts that I hate. Because they just seem like a chore because I don't love the game enough. Where's the child? Losing the child. It's good stuff. It's definitely good stuff. Let's get up over here and we can pick up these little bushes. Ah! Let's try to get what we can from the kitchen over here. You by the fridge. Haha, Nick. Ah, it's Nick! Think it's cute to stuff your face, don't you? How disturbing. Jeez. Jeez, King. Did I get myself stuck in the house? No, I didn't. We can get out. Crisis Core I don't think is objectively perfect. Because I think that there are parts of it I probably wouldn't do again, namely a whole load of the missions which ended up being repetitive, but definitely didn't detract from my enjoyment of the game, so I don't know. I want to get up on top of the house. Let's try to get up over here first. Haha, look at that. See, that's how you get up on the house. You get all this good stuff. Yep. Back. Let's see what we got. We got these guys up over here by the plot wall. And yeah, well, that's. I kind of ran out of specific points to make. I made the points that I wanted to make. Can we take another cinder block? No, not really. I feel like we aren't as big as... Yeah, because we're not, like, zoomed out as much as I think we should be. Let's see what we got over here. Not really gaining size, though. Oh, we got most of the cinder blocks. Okay, good. Get that lucky cat. We get the iron board of the chair in here. Yeah. Also, I think that, like, the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack is subjectively perfect. I did drop you. Yeah, I thought I did. Just didn't know where he went. But again, subjective. I know a lot of people that think that Chrono Trigger or Super Metroid, Link to the Past, a lot of the Super Nintendo great games. Some people even like Secret of Mana. I don't know if people think that it's perfect. I sure don't. But this isn't about bad opinion time. I know that I'm at a very distinct minority with that game, but we're not going to talk about it because we're talking about things that we like, right? Right. There's a lot of times people like to, when everyone's talking about, yeah, I like this, this, and this, and someone comes and says, well, I didn't like that, and then it steers the entire conversation. It's not necessarily a bad thing to talk about your likes and dislikes, but, like, you gotta read the room. Try not to, like, turn a conversation into negative talk. Like, oh yeah, you know, I didn't like that, and people will start talking about what they didn't like about things, and it doesn't necessarily, like I said, it doesn't necessarily become a bad conversation, but, like, it could have been a much more positive conversation. It happens a lot on big discords. Go, no, we could have been talking about Final Fantasy VII, but now you're talking about FF8. What have you done? Meanwhile, somebody's saying, oh, I liked FF8. Yeah, I don't hate FF8. I just think that the plot is really good. I really want to, like, give time to it and explore the junction system, because I like games where you can just completely overpower yourself like that, and the junction system is something that you can definitely overpower yourself with. I love that, like, we're getting all these things and it's not even, like, giving us any sort of size whatsoever. Terrabozy. Whenever I see Terra, I just think of Danganronpa too. See, that's a game, that's another game I would say is subjectively perfect. You know why I say it's subjectively perfect? Because, man, the content. I think that it's just presented well. It does a good job of getting you to like characters when you really should know better. It just does the story really well when you're playing it the first time. Even if like you're going back to it and you're watching someone else play, you still get invested again. It's good stuff. But it's also a visual novel and also has, you know, heavy themes. So it's a lot for some people. So therefore it is subjectively perfect because definitely not for everybody. And that's just totally 100% understandable. I don't think there is such thing as a objectively perfect video game. Not even Breath of the Wild. I know some people that think that Breath of the Wild is overrated or bad even. And you know what? That's okay. It's actually okay. I know some people that are wrong and they think that Final Fantasy VII is overrated. They're wrong. No, that's okay too. It's called respecting opinion. It's not easy. It's not easy, honestly, to hear some people talk about. Really get the stuff into there. Get the stuff right there. I have some bad opinions too, like you said, but again, what I was talking before. Hi Espeon. What I was talking about before, I mentioned bad opinions and all of a sudden I'm talking about bad opinions and I steered away from talking about things that I objectively like. No, I don't want to do it. Anything else we can really do over here? Not really. Why don't we go home? One sec. Is there... Yeah, okay. Toys! And he doesn't have a whole ceremony because you're making an Eternal Star and you've already beaten the game. But one last thing I want to show off is if you go to the ending. There's actually a ton of these endings. I'm not going to show them all off because that would take a long time. But when we were playing this before, there was 195 total countries you could pick up. We got 193, so that's pretty great. Also, you get to listen to this music again. Look at all the guys we picked up. Look, it's Dip. Dip is the black clothing with the bright lights on it. I want to see what happens if I just do nothing. Oh, no, come on, man. You just give me a minute, I'm just gonna let the credits roll and I'll see you then. We'll see if we get anything. We got nothing! We lose! Good day, sirs! The good news is that everyone on Earth was saved by our inaction. Let's see if it gives us anything or changes it. Look, a rabbit! Okay, so that's different. You hardly roll up any countries at all! So I think it's just random what you get, and there's like 10 of them. It's weird. But that is about it. I want to just look at the collection. Size chart. What did we get that's like super mega large? Yeah, we didn't actually look up the countries or anything. The largest. We got 100% of the largest. Got tower. Really tall building. Don't you want to climb it? Do you guys want me to do an episode where I just go through each and every one of these? If enough people ask me to, I'll do that. Whale Mountain. Oh, I want to see what Demo Island was. This is the circus site. Looks like it fell prey to a Katamari. It kind of looks like a slack-off. There's nothing left on this island. There used to be something here, but we rolled up so many things we can't remember. Wow, this is kind of depressing. I think that Katamari got large enough to roll this up. There it is. Oh, that's Pigeon Town, sorry. Old middle school, an island shaped like a cup. We went to use it once. We are big enough. We were here the other day. It is always fun outgoing town. It'll melt someday, but it'll take a very long time. Well, that depends on how much we pollute the earth. I want to find Demo Island. Rare. Giant sea turtle. It's an aquarium. It must be about 10,000 years old. We missed some of the stuff here. Old Urchinville. There we go, Demo Island. You can play for free, but they won't fix anything if there's a technical issue. We came here once. What a messy house. It's good to clean up before that happens. Decatur residence. What's very large? See, these are like buildings and stuff. A place you can eat delicious blowfish, risky and very expensive. Yeah, don't eat blowfish. That's just a death waiting to happen. Big Rider says very hard to pull out. Don't hurt your back by pulling this. A mysterious monster no one has ever seen. Ooh. It's a sword and it's a fish. Odd. You're a sword now. You're a fish now. Really huge animal that eats really small plankton. It must have to eat a lot of them. Luckily, there are usually a lot of them. I like how they sort everything. Like, we have here that's like, you know, large, somewhat large, above average, small, very small, extremely small. What is the smallest? Fake snow. A mosquito. Hairpin. Okay, so they do it by that. They do it by location. Which, you know, you have the house, the town, and the world. The world, oh! Which is great because these are the 3 eternal stars. How much of the house do we have? 94, 50, wow, we didn't... What are we missing on the roof? Apparently we missed half of the roof. 2 out of 4 objects on the roof. Got everything in the hallway. We got most of the stuff here, that's pretty good. How about in town? We probably missed a whole lot in the town. 94, 76, 91... 76. So again, this is like perfect for the eternal stars. That's really their point, is just to, it's not to get as big as possible, it's to get as much as possible. 80, 72, 88, 100 on the Sea Slug Ranch, Sunshine Beach, the port, and this also is really nice because it lets you know, it also shows you the specific areas that you're missing so that you can just go out and get those things. Get everything in Dolphin City, everything in Whale City, and the Big Blue Sea. These are all just the specific little things, so it's really nice if you want to actually go for completion. What's neat? Alright, object by name. If you want to go through everything by, you know, their names, it doesn't show you the data or anything, but it does show you in case you want to, yeah, so we have one missing over there, in case you want to list it by that. And obviously what we've seen, just the object by category, which is good for finding them. It's not good for keeping them or figuring out where they are. So I think that the location is probably the best bet because it'll just help you out there. So it's really nice that they categorize like that. Very, very polite. Blowfish, very delicious fish, but very poisonous. Licensed cook required. Cat that just got a nice fish to eat. Said to bring bad luck if it crosses in front of you. Oh man, turkey. You get bored if you eat this every day, so it's only eaten once a year. Anyway, that is going to do it. Unless you ask me to talk through all of the objects that I found in the game, which is 87%. 1,255 objects. But if not, I think that is going to do it for the Let's Play. Look at all of these guys over here. Thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you very much for sticking through. I had a lot of fun with this. Hopefully, like I said, we'll get Katamari Reroll, and if not, Well, it's gonna be a while till we do another Katamari then, so I hope that we get to do more in the future, because I love this series. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Let's play again soon. Look, a rabbit.